gold team is in gold, but they've got a good kicking battle going on too, and it's not a traditional kick. He's just going to go ahead and boot it into the end zone and get things underway for what should be the Maroon team, we're told, coming out to get things started offensively first. Sunderland kicks it off, and we're underway from the spring game for Minnesota here in 2026. Out the back of the end zone, and this will be a touchback to bring the ball out for the Maroon team.
Doesn't seem like a big deal, but getting a rep like that with Sunderland is so important because that's a huge part of the game, right? Making sure you can get guys consistently in touchbacks is good for the offense and the defense.
And it looks like a bit of a change now. The gold team's going to come out and get it started with offense first. Drake Lindsey, the starting quarterback who threw for over 2,000 yards a season ago, will go under center. Looking to throw it on first down. Drop it into the backfield that time. It was Xavier Ford out of the backfield who picks up a couple. Mason Carrier brought him down.
Very accurate throw. That kind of quick out to the running back is just an extension of the run game. You have to get more positive yards on those to make it easier for the quarterback.
A loss of 1 to get it started. Looking to throw again, this time on second down, across the middle of the field, and this one's caught. 10-5 and tackled out of bounds on the near side by Samuel Maydew. It's a big-time catch by Noah Jennings to get it started. Lindsey with a 74-yard bomb.
Talk about newcomers. Noah Jennings, welcome to the University of Minnesota Golden Gophers. Drake Lindsey took advantage of that quarter's defense, took a shot on a post to Noah Jennings. Noah's made some headlines this spring. Really great to see him go and make a play in his first drive.
First goal line situation for this gold team to try to punch it in and get 6. And for the first time today, Lindsey will put it on the ground, but not much going up the middle. Xavier Ford stopped up. Right back at that line of scrimmage as Matt Kingsbury was able to come through that linebacker spot.
I think you go back to Drake's post throw there. It just embodies one of his traits is his arm strength. The ability to just chuck that post 40, 50 yards in the air. That would have been really hard for me, Zach. I didn't have those gifts. Drake has that naturally.
Again on the ground was the goal team, and again, nothing going for Xavier Ford. Redshirt freshman that time gets back to the line of scrimmage for third down.
Hey, a pressure situation now, okay? And the red zone is really important. Quarterbacks get paid and what they do in 2-minute, third down, and in the red zone. So right now, Drake Lindsey's got a third down in the red zone. I would imagine this is 4-down territory. Let's see what they do here. This is kind of the first pressure situation for Drake in this game.
Good play by the linebacker Mason Carrier to come in and go shoulder to shoulder that time and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Again on the ground, third time in a row. And again denied. The Maroon team stops it short down to the 2-yard line that time. And it will bring up fourth down, and P.J. Fleck is saying, let's go for it.
Big time opportunity for a back here. Somebody up front to say, what does it mean to be at the University of Minnesota on 4th and 1 in the red zone? We go for it, and we're going to score. This is a physicality play, and this is really a mentality play and rep for Coach Fleck in this offense.
Fourth down opportunity here for the Gold to be the first to strike. Again on the ground.
I don't know.
No signal yet on the big pile, and the referees come racing in. It is a touchdown for the Gold team. Grant Washington is the first to find pay dirt for Minnesota in the spring game.
Great job by Grant Washington, getting the job done. Great job up front by those guys, making sure it happens. Grant Washington had a big game last year against Northwestern State, 126 yards on the ground, and he's the first one to score here in the spring game.
All right, so Drake Lindsey comes out, finds Pager. What'd you think of the quarterback's first drive down the field?
Super efficient, right? His first play hits a little swing pass. They run a concept. The slant's not open. That's a very West Coast play made popular by Shanahan and the 49ers. You have guys on the outside perimeter, so 2 blockers throwing a pass to the running back. Just didn't break the tackle or make it, but it was a really good play.
Beckham Sunderland puts it through the uprights, and the point after is good. They're in the heart of a good kicking battle right now.
Here it is. Look at his base. Really good. Throwing this ball right down the hash. Posts are great versus quarters. They run a play action pass, shot, a quarters, a beater, a post, and a deep over. Noah Jennings has been a guy who they've wanted to see emerge. We asked earlier, who's going to emerge out wide? Right. Well, we might have one answer in Noah Jennings, the Cincinnati transfer here. That's a guy that, we've heard Drake has really liked throughout spring ball, and clearly he likes him enough to throw the post to him on the first drive here in the spring game.
Guy who makes catching look easy is what the coaching staff said.
Doing it on the goal line there, but good start to the drive.
Big time. I mean, that's got to be exciting. I mean, seeing your guys up front. I mean, I know you want to be out there competing. What are you looking for as a group today, especially, maybe over this whole spring ball? Anything stand out to you up front as a whole group, as the O-line?
Yeah, I mean, today I just want to see the competition aspect. I want to see guys, take pride in being out there and just being a physical group up front.
Well, hey, good luck this next season. I'm going to be rooting for you. I'll see you this summer, and yeah, let's have some fun. Yeah, you guys, Greg Johnson, awesome guy. We're going to have some fun. Zach, Tanner, back up to you.
Thanks, Tommy. Yeah, Greg Johnson had a great year, honorable mention, All Big Ten last year. And for the first time today, we see the backup, Max Shikinjansky. 6'1", 185-pounder, Minnesota products will lead the Maroon team out there. Look into the flat. It's overthrown this time. Incomplete.
These are great opportunities for guys like Max Shikinjansky. This is a guy who's competing to be the number 2, right, to back up Drake Lindsey. Him and Drake have a great relationship, but the more experiences, the more reps you can get at quarterback is vital. Max, a local kid here from Stillwater, has battled through a lot of things personally in his career. He's got that it factor. I'm excited to see what Max can do today.
Try to get it to T.J. Thomas his last time. Thomas in the backfield fakes the handoff, and this time it is caught in the flat, and Javon Tracy, one of the top pass catchers from a season ago, that time picks up 1.
Very accurate throw right on his upfield shoulder on a little bubble screen here. Good footwork. Javon Tracy just can't break the tackle. It's a great job there rallying, putting your nose right on it there. But I think it just goes back to, again, if we can get the ball in our playmakers' hands, now you got a 3rd and 9. What does the offense do here? And defensively, continue that swarm havoc defense.
Jansky looking to throw. Out of the pocket. And he'll sell this one down and caught on the sideline. 4-yard pickup on the far side of the field.
Just nothing there. Max breaks the pocket, right? Was a great basketball player, very athletic. Just didn't have it on his first look. He looked a little bit nervous there to come out starting, right? He missed the first throw to the back on the swing there. Great opportunity for Max to just settle down, calm down, go back out there and show what he can do on the next drive.
So the first punt of today's game will now happen after it was the Gold team who went right down the field, no problem. Tom Weston, the punter. And it was Zion Steptoe. Picked it up, got it. Drake Lindsey, after fighting Patriot his last time out there.
Certainly. I mean, you play in the Big Ten, you have no easy week, that's for sure, right? You're going to be up against it, up against a really competitive roster every year. And now it's exciting to see Drake come back out here for a second drive and see what he can do. Maybe it's another shot, maybe it's more quick game. Who knows what Isaac Frichte and Greg Harbaugh Jr. have dialed up.
Minnesota has a returning quarterback for the first time since the 2021 season, where my partner Tanner Morgan was coming back. Here's a little trick play. They throw it back to Lindsey, and it's incomplete down the sideline.
That shows growth, though, to me, Zach, right there. They dial up a flea flicker. They want to take the shot. They want to hit the explosive again. What does Drake Lindsey do his year 2? He doesn't force it. He doesn't try to give his guy an absolute dime throw or throw it up. No, he's an experienced starter. He says, I'm going to throw it out of bounds. It's not there. 2nd and 10 is way better than a pick. Let's go see 2nd and 10. That, to me, is something that head coach P.J. Fleck is going to love to see. He didn't have it. Throw it out of bounds. Now, could he have ran? That's the question, right? If he could run and pick up yards, doesn't look like it to me. I think Jackson Howard was there chasing him. But that's a great opportunity and great example of growth at the quarterback position from year 1 to year 2.
And that's not something that Lindsey's known for. 4 rushing touchdowns, but for the most part, he used his arm a lot last year, and he uses it again here on 2nd down. Down the sidelines and breaking free for a 1st down run, it's Xavier Ford.
Yeah, what a great throw. What a great, honestly, run here by Xavier Ford. I believe we get a great block here by Hayden Moore. Great job outside. Perimeter blocking allows these easy completions, these swing passes to go for 1st downs, to go for 12 yards. That's a great example of perimeter blocking and all those guys that make it easier for Xavier Ford to go get that 1st down.
Xavier Ford had 10 rushes for 35 yards a season ago. They're trying to find out who's going to be that number 2 behind Taylor. And yet again, here's Ford down the near side for a 1st down run.
Yeah. Great job, great blocking here on the right side here for Xavier Ford. We see it here, right? Great job pinning the outside Xavier Ford, right? Outside run schemes, you either circle the defense or put your foot in the ground and get up and down. Xavier Ford gets the perimeter. Good job with perimeter blocking here for the goal team.
How about Noah Jennings, man? The transfer from Cincinnati at the wide receiver spot just took his man down. Opened up that alley. Here's Drake Lindsey on 1st down, dumps it short, and not much going on 1st down. Out of the backfield finding it that time, and Crowder brings him down.
What a great play by Naquan Crowder. When you're a defensive lineman, interior, exterior, when you see a slip screen, you got to hit your foot in the ground and retrace to the screen. Naquan Crowder, this is a guy they've been really excited with. Transfer out of Marshall. They love him. He's sneaky athletic for a big, stout guy. Look at him running, going to rally and make that play. They're really excited for this guy, and I think that play shows why.
Zeke Bates, the guy with the catch there, the freshman. On 2nd down, it's back to the ground, and again, Bates, no gain on the play.
So now, situational football. Coach P.J. Fleck always talks to his team about play the situation. Your quarterback going into year 2 now is the 3rd and 10. The percentages of converting on 3rd and 10 aren't very high, Zach.
Yeah.
But when you have a guy like Drake Lindsey, all things can be possible with what he can do with his arm. So let's see what Fricky has dialed up here. Maybe it's a crossing pattern. Maybe it's a shot. Who knows? Maybe they're even looking at 4 down territory.
They'll spread it out 4 wide here for Lindsey. Looking to throw.
What a block.
Under some pressure, out of the pocket, and Lindsey's going to use his feet down the sideline and tiptoes out of bounds. And it brings up 4th down.
What a block there by Xavier Ford. Mo Ibrahim did this as a player. I know because he protected me. That's a phenomenal job getting dirty there with Matt Kingsbury blitzing interiorly. What a play by Xavier Ford. Now, you don't get the 1st down, but if you're Coach Mo Ibrahim, you're Drake Lindsey, you're happy that you see that. That's a guy you want protecting for you on 3rd down. I love to see that, and Drake Lindsey picking up some yards on the ground, which is going to lead to us with an example for a great kick.
Looks like a long field goal is coming up as there is short time left here in this 1st quarter. Daniel Jackson is coming up. And he's got the length. It's through. 51-yard field goal for Daniel Jackson. Minnesota's in the heart of a kicking battle, and that will help you get a spot.
Tanner, back up to you.
You know, P.J. Fleck talked about when you're going against a guy like Anthony Smith, it's going to make you better. This offensive line has gotten better going against him. Here's a dump down this time on 2nd down, and a nice little pickup down the near side. A 1st down pickup that time of 11 yards as Max Shikanjansky comes out there for his 2nd series.
Great job by Max responding. They do a great job running the ball on early downs, 1st down there, and then what plays off of that outside run scheme is the keeper game. Max gets on the perimeter. They find Jacob Simpson there, a guy they're excited about. Nice accurate ball, allows him to puncture and get vertical for the 1st down.
That's one of the questions, that tight end room. Shikanjansky looking to throw it. 1st down, and it's caught on the near side by Smith. 9-yard pickup this time for Jalen Smith, who had 4 touchdown catches a season ago.
Good to see Jalen Smith get involved here on this second drive. Max Shikinjanski works across the progression. You see he's working to his left, doesn't like it, moves in the pocket a little bit, finds Jalen right on his inside shoulder. Jalen punctures and is able to get a nice little gain there for Max.
Jalen Smith coming off a huge bowl game where he was MVP of that game. On the ground this time on second down, and not much going up the middle, just a 2-yard pickup, but it will be enough to get the first down. Maroon team driving here, trying to find the end zone for the first time in this spring game. Drake Lindsey has looked solid so far, the quarterback spot for the goal team. Shikinjanski to throw it, and he finds his running back out of the backfield. Cruising up the near sideline, T.J. Thomas has a first down run.
That's a great job there by Max putting it on him, but it's even more of a story by number 18, Nuke Hayes, there on the perimeter blocking here, right? Punch playing, he's getting it on him. Great job. But look at this blocking there by Nuke Hayes. Puts his hands up, says it's not holding it. That allows that first down. We've seen these running backs on the perimeter here catching the ball really often here in this game so far. And when they're successful, it's because of great perimeter blocking.
Trying to get more explosive plays offensively this season. PJ Fleck has told us another flea flicker, looking for a big one down the field. And it's incomplete. Falling down in the end zone was Javon Tracy that time. We've had 2 flea flickers in the first half.
Gotta love spring games. You gotta love flea flickers. This is when coaches can get really creative to see what can work. Max just gives this guy a chance to go make a play, slips. You know what? 2nd and 10, let's go see another down. But I love the flea flicker. I think it's a great play. And we've seen 2 of them here in this spring game already.
Javon Tracy's a guy they're very excited about, that wide receiver crew. You know, this group brings 3 of their top 4 pass catchers back from last year. And nothing going that time on second down as Nate Cleveland got into the backfield and brought him down.
What a play by Nate Cleveland. We talk about the linebacker room has a standard here at the University of Minnesota. It's backer up, led by Coach Mariano Sori-Marin. He gets right into the A-gap untouched, and he does a great job finishing the play. Oftentimes you see linebackers, when they get this chance, they might blow it. He doesn't take that. Nate Cleveland finishes the job. Now it's 3rd and 15, 14. Got to find a way to make it happen here by Max.
Looking to throw it here on 3rd down. This one hauled in by Tracy on the near side. It's short of the first down marking. Emmanuel Carmo brought him down. Javon Tracy with yet another catch here. They've been looking to him a couple of times.
Looks like they're going to go for it here, keep the offense on the field. But Emmanuel Carmo, this is a guy who's very versatile. He can put his hand in the dirt, maybe rushing from the rush position, but a great linebacker from Robbinsdale Cooper High School here, a Minnesota native. They were really excited about him last year as a freshman coming in, getting some reps, and there he is making a critical play on 3rd down. 4th down, pressure situation for Max. What does he do? Something we got to look at.
Look to the air here on 4th down. Shikinjanski in trouble, and he'll throw this one away, and it's a stop for the goal team.
Goal team is all over it right now. Didn't have anywhere to go with the ball.
Did you like that decision to throw it away?
You know, 4th down, you would love for a guy to have a chance to go make a play, but if there's nobody out there, right, what are you going to do? Right? I think it's good protection. He had plenty enough time to get the job done, to find somebody. If you don't have anybody open, create separation. You know, there's nothing you can really do in that situation but throw it away. You don't want to take a sack, and now they have an extra 10, 15 yards on the drive. Quarterback coach Keegan O'Hara there, he does a phenomenal job leading their quarterbacks here. I know he's going to find a way to get Max going here. They got to just find a spark here, this Maroon team, right? And it might be another early completion. It might be running the ball more effectively. Who knows? What can they do to get Max Shikinjanski rolling?
There's a lot happening down on the field, and our guy Tommy Olson has more. Tommy?
All right, guys, down with
Last year, but primed to have a big year here this season. On the ground to get it started now for the goal team. Nothing going for Xavier Ford. pick up a yard that time. But, you know, the big question in the running back room is who's going to be that number 2 guy. They brought some transfers in. They're getting some guys back. But who's going to be behind Darius Taylor, who's ran for over 3,000 yards in his career?
Yeah, to be successful, it can't just be one guy. It's got to be done by committee. Obviously, Darius Taylor is going to carry a load of kind of the carries and what they do. But how does A.J. Turner progress this offseason? Xavier Ford, Grant Washington, T.J. Thomas, Zeke Bates, a lot of talented guys in that room. What a shot.
Right across the middle. It was caught and then out, but no, they say no catch that time by the young Hayden Moore. Trayson Richardson knocked it out.
Getting our first look of Owen Lansu here, and he shows his arm strength, hits Hayden Moore right in stride. You know, Hayden Moore is a guy that we're excited about here, you know, to watch today. But Owen Lansu, what a ball, young man. Welcome to the University of Minnesota. What a throw here. The early enrollee out of Illinois showcases what he can do and kind of shows the traits that he has as a quarterback.
Lansu on second down. Finds Hayden Moore yet again. That's the second time he's gone over to Moore now. Freshman to freshman connection.
We got to just talk about this for a second. Some notable freshmen who are playing today. Zeke Bates, Hudson Dunn, a stud linebacker we talked about. Hayden Moore, right? That's back-to-back attempts. But Owen Lansu, on this drive, it has not looked like it's his first time at Huntington Bank Stadium. That's important to note. This kid has showed up, and it looks like this is his second year playing. I don't want to hype him up too much, but very impressed with those last 2 throws in this drive so far.
Guy who threw for over 5,000 yards in his high school career, and this snap was wild. Lansu will just have to lay on it that time. 60 passing touchdowns throughout his time there at Downers Grove North High School in Illinois. It's a 7-yard loss on the snap that was off the target that time. 2nd and 17 now.
2nd and 17, behind the chains a little bit. As a young quarterback, now you're in a little bit of a pressure situation. We've talked about that time and time again today with Max Chikinjanski. Owen Lansu, what do you do in 2nd 17?
They'll look to go to the air. Wide open catch on the near side. Noah Jennings comes back and picks this one up and gets a couple of yards after it.
Noah Jennings, have yourself a day, young man. You've done it, you know, on the perimeter, catching a little stop route here, catching the post route. We've seen him in the run game, which is so important, right? There's an emphasis on running the ball more efficiently and better. A large part of that is getting better perimeter blocking. Noah Jennings has looked the part in perimeter blocking today, as well as his pass catching abilities.
11-yard pickup that time. Brings up 3rd and long for the freshman Owen Lansu in his debut for the Gophers in the spring game. Looking to throw it yet again, and they're going to say he was sacked. He was touched. We're not bringing the quarterbacks down, but Kingsbury got through and got his hand on him.
Matt Kingsbury, great linebacker. Gets through. That would have been a sack. We can agree. We can agree. He wanted to have it. He wanted it, but he wants to take care of his players. Owen Lansu, the ball is great. Great throw to Hayden Moore, but in real football, that might not just be a sack. That might be a strip sack, and the ball might be on the ground. But really impressed with Owen Lansu, impressed with Matt Kingsbury. That's the second time he's been in there, kind of on these passing situations. You know, obviously they love to send him on pressures, but Owen Lansu, have yourself a day, young man, in that first drive, looking the part.
This punt will be kicked out of bounds that time as Javon Tracy is back to receive it. The goal team will come back out, who's been
he really stands out and sticks out to me, and I think he also has a very, very bright future.
That's fantastic. Well, most of all, stay healthy. You look fantastic. Thanks for coming on, and good luck next season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Good seeing you. Back up to you guys.
All right, thank you, Tommy. It is a throw that goes incomplete for Chikinjanski and this Maroon group to start their offensive set.
Just been tough sledding to get kind of easy completions here for Max Chikinjanski and this unit. How can they find a quick completion, right? Let's get the ball rolling a little bit, get these guys moving. Maybe it's a perimeter run, maybe it's a quick game. How can we get this unit rolling?
Chikinjanski appeared in just 2 games last year. Northwestern State threw a couple of passes, and then that Oregon game. They look on the ground and nothing going on second down. It's going to be a loss on the play as Carter Menz yet again gets through and stops him up. It's a loss of 3 on second down.
Carter Menz and Zach Harden Jr., 2 guys who are going to make a lot of plays for the Golden Gophers this fall. Just make it very difficult for this unit to get going offensively. But Carter Menz, this guy, man, he can bend really well. He's got a long frame. He can rush the passer. He's got good inside moves. This gives Danny Collins choices up front, right, with what he can do on that defensive line unit.
Look into the air here on third down. Shikenjansky down the sideline. It is hauled in, and a first down catch coming for Javon Tracy down the sideline. A 16-yard pickup for the first down.
What a catch by Javon Tracy. Very accurate throw by Max Shikenjansky. It hasn't gone your way, but you can handle it by making an absolute seed to Javon Tracy throwing a dot. Great catch through conflict there by Javon Tracy. We talked about his game against Northwestern last year. He's a guy that needs to continue to emerge.
Play action here on first down. Plenty of time, and Shikenjansky for the first time today will use his feet and pick up a good chunk there on first down as Zach Harden pushed him out.
I think that's another example of Max just continuing to develop as a quarterback in his own right. They run a little keeper game, a bootleg there, which is a complement to the run, that outside run that they've had all day. It's all covered up, go run. It also comes to, this is his second year. He's going to be a lot more comfortable, you know, in the system. He knows what's going to happen. He knows what the plays are run, and that with that just becomes a better feel. And again, it's all experiences. And today he had a great game. Great job by number 5, Drake Lindsey.
Hey, coming up, Big Ten softball comes your way when the Nittany Lions and the Fighting Illini slug it out in Champaign. That's coming up next on the Big Ten Network and the Fox Sports app. Final stretch of the Big Ten softball season. The championships coming up here in the matter of a couple of weeks. This screen pass dumped off that time, and big pay grass up on the other side of the 50 for the Maroon team. Running it through is TJ Thomas.
Great job hitting the slip screen. Max very calm. Carter Menz is rushing you. Nice high finish with the ball. I think we're going to see Nate Cleveland just run him down. This is a guy that's been all over the field today. It's clear to see why this coaching staff and Blake Cashman are excited about the young man.
TJ Thomas, the running back that time, the transfer from Elon, who got it from the backfield, and he has had a really nice spring when you talk to this staff as well. Shikenjansky throws it on first down, and it's going to be right at the chains at time as it's hauled in by Jalen Smith.
Max is really starting to hit his rhythm now. They're in 2-minute mode, so they're going fast. You know, now the clock's starting to run down just a little bit, and I think Max is getting more comfortable.
Shikenjansky looking to move quickly. Across the middle, this one's hauled in. Yet again, Jalen Smith picks it up and gets 8 yards with it. Nate Cleveland brought him down that time.
Max is rolling now. It's second down. The clock continues to run. You got plenty of time. Got to leave with a score here on this possession.
Looking to throw it on second down. Across the middle again. It is Jalen Smith, the 3rd time in a row, and a first down catch.
There he is, working all the way through the progression, finding kind of that post curl, that post dig route to Jalen Smith, the green grass. Great job by Max, working all the way through his progression to find Jalen right there, which now they're in the red zone on this 2-minute. They got plenty of time now.
The Maroon team, who's in white, is trying to score for the very first time here today. Shikenjansky, why not? A pass across the middle yet again, this time to his running back, TJ Thomas. Will pick up a couple of yards, and the Maroon team will take a timeout after the 6-yard pickup. This is kind of, though, when PJ Flex says, listen, this team and these guys, they need the lights on. They need a game-like atmosphere. This is what he wanted to see, right? A 2-minute type style drill down the field.
And you see him talking to Max Shikenjansky right now. He's coaching him right now, coaching him through this opportunity, through this situation. You know, and I think he's got to be really excited with what he saw in this drive, right? It didn't always go perfect for for this Maroon team who's in white, that's been trouble for me
you
here
and me
today.
both. Jeez.
But I think it's really cool to see, you create these experiences in these situations. The more situations you can give young players, the better it is for their development. This is a great opportunity for these guys. Even Javon Tracy and Jalen Smith, right? Another situation that they have under their belt, because you never know what's going to happen in the fall and where you're going to be in a critical moment.
So 2nd and 4 for this Maroon group. First down just a yard shy of the touchdown. And they put it on the ground. TJ Thomas barrels his way forward for a couple of yards. Stopped in there by Emmanuel Carmo.
Brings us another big 3rd down here, right? You got 3 yards to go. At the University of Minnesota, they're known for physicality and being able to run the football. I got to believe this is 4-down territory, even though it's 10-0. They're going to want to leave with 7 points, not 3. I know the aggressive of PJ Fleck. Max Shikanjansky, a great opportunity.
And a late timeout taken by the Maroon team. Very quickly, it's Danny Collins, who's the head coach of the Maroon team, the defensive coordinator overall for this Minnesota group, who was running down the sideline.
Which I think leads us to a talking point of Coach PJ Fleck is not only creating experiences for the players, but also for the coaches. Greg Harbaugh Jr., Danny Collins are 2 guys I'm sure that want to be head coaches. They get an experience of what it looks like to be a head coach for a team, when to call a timeout, when to not call a timeout. All these experiences. Danny Collins has been with PJ Fleck for basically his entire career. He's excited about this opportunity, I'm sure of that. His Havoc defense, they do a great job of swarming. We've seen it today. Clearly, Nate Cleveland, Carter Menz, those guys have been all over the field. What does it look like here on this critical red zone down?
Big 3rd down here for the Maroon team. Shikanjansky will go to the air. Under pressure, rolls out of it. And finds the near receiver. Touchdown. And the Maroon team finds the end zone. Javon Tracy for the first time today with 6. A 3-yard touchdown grab.
Here we go, Max looking to his left, evades the pressure. Perimeter plays, right? The second play. That's where it gets really hard on DBs when they have to cover that second play. Finds him, very accurate throw to Javon Tracy. Throws the foot down for the touchdown. Javon Tracy looked really good that drive.
Look at that angle, right into your living room. 3 of the top 4 pass catchers are back, and one of the guys back, Javon Tracy, finds that one in the end zone. The point after is through, and the Maroon team has brought this back to a field goal game, 10-7, Gold leading it. And what'd you think of that 2-minute drive overall by Max Shikanjansky?
It's very clean. I was really good to see Max Shikanjansky working his progressions, finding the open guy, knowing when to get out of the pocket, when to not get out of the pocket. And it all started there at the beginning of the drive. They just got it rolling. I think that was the first drive we saw them really continue to be kind of efficient offensively. They were going against a great defense, great job. But it's really cool to see, again, we talk about these experiences, these situations. Max
doing so with a freshman quarterback, Brady Palmer, will throw it on 1st down over the intended target on the far side of the field. Incomplete. It falls to the other freshman, Rico Blasingame.
Again, pressure, experiences, situations. These guys, it's their first time, for Brady Palmer here, kind of playing at Huntington Bank Stadium. Maybe a little jittery, misses a bubble screen, probably a throw he's made 100 times. Now let's settle back in and go after it. Excited to see Brady throw over 100 touchdowns in his high school career.
All-state selection there from San Diego, California. Looking to throw it again. 2nd down under pressure. And he was tapped. They are going to blow this one dead and say that he got his hand. It was Mo Sane who was there in that front line to get a hand on him.
Yeah, great job by Mo Sane. Minnesota native, that's kind of a trend here with this defensive unit and this unit in general. They've done a really good job at recruiting in-state talent. Mo Sane, Greg Johnson, we talked about earlier from Prior Lake. Ashton Beers, a Wisconsin guy. But Brady, good job moving in the pocket. Let's see what he can do on 3rd down. How does he handle his first 3rd down as a Gopher quarterback?
And he'll look to throw it again for the 3rd time in a row, and it's intercepted. The first turnover of this game, and the Gold team snares it out of the air and brings it in. It's Emmanuel Carmo with the pick.
Great job by Emmanuel Carmo on that play here, right? They've ran this play a lot, this kind of 7 to 8 yard out. As soon as he sees Brady Palmer with his eyes over there, you can see how fast he triggers and gets over there to make a play on that out cut. I mean, really twitchy. You can see why they're so excited about this guy, what he can do. He can rush the passer. He plays great zone defense. He can play man-to-man. He looked really twitchy and really fast there. Great play by Carmo.
He saw meaningful snaps last year in his true freshman year, and he is down on the ground right now. This is something you never want to see, and it's injuries throughout the springtime.
Yeah, that's one of the things you hate to see here in spring games in general, spring, as a whole. And you see Max Brosmer coaching him up. Okay, that's another, a phenomenal play by Emmanuel Carmo. Great attention to detail making that play to undercut that, right? I'd be looking for them to come back with maybe a bender. It's kind of off of that same angle if they're going to push out that way. But Max Brosmer was coaching up Brady Palmer there. That's not usual. When you have guys who are in the NFL, quarterbacks here, Max is, quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, undrafted free agent that played in the NFL, started NFL games last year for the Minnesota Vikings. He's coaching up the early enrollee freshman quarterback. That's something that's not the norm. But what here at Minnesota, they've had that welcoming environment. I know Max is back here all the time. Guy had a great career here at the University of Minnesota. I mean, just a tremendous human being. He's around. He's been a huge help for Drake Lindsey in his development, as well as, him helping Greg Harbaugh. Greg Harbaugh helping Max kind of reach that next level by allowing him to have the reins. When Max was here playing for Greg Harbaugh allowed him to run that West Coast offense. Really cool to see.
Little reverse, and now they're looking to the air. It's a wide open trick play down the near sideline for the Gold team. Grant Washington hauls it in for a first down catch.
We've seen Noah Jennings be great in perimeter blocking, be great on deep balls, and now we see his arm. Noah Jennings setting up, nice little flick of the wrist, throws a dime there. All great receivers want to be the guy who's the receiver pass guy. Noah Jennings might be the guy who in the fall when that trick play is dialed up, because he did it in a pressure situation. Great throw there. Good job by Grant Washington.
Who said no flair, not showing too much off at a spring game? We've had trick plays galore. And it is going to be blown dead that time. This is Michael Merdinger, a guy who's battling for that backup spot. He's a transfer from Liberty last year, started his career at North Carolina. Played in 5 games last year. And there was no gain on the play, as again, quarterbacks are not live. It is now 2nd and goal with the ball on the 8-yard line. The 4th quarterback Minnesota has used in the spring game today finds the end zone for a touchdown, and the Gold team adds more to it. Zion Steptoe in the back of the end zone for 6.
Great job by Zion Steptoe creating separation, right? Michael Merdinger, there it is, nice ball to Zion Steptoe. He had that nice little, glance here. He's working outside. Michael Merdinger owns the pocket. Nice touchdown. Red zone has been kind of an issue somewhat, right? Being efficient on those early downs. Michael Merdinger gets the job done there. Zion Steptoe, great route. Way to be efficient in the red zone.
Yeah, this Minnesota team was 11th in the Big Ten last year in red zone efficiency. This time they find Pater and add the extra point on. Zion Steptoe, the transfer from Tulsa, finds the end zone that time. Hey, Tommy Olson's down to the field.
Well, I certainly didn't have every throw to him as an elite ball. I can think of 5 or 10 right off the top of my head that weren't perfect to Tyler, but he made them go.
Here's a little reverse play. Again, it's Tracy out of the backfield looking to make something out of nothing. He's got some blockers down the field, and he is brought down by Carter Menz that time. And Tracy gets himself a little bit of a loss on the play.
So far on the wide receiver trick play, we've got Noah Jennings, completed pass, Javon Tracy 1-yard loss. Those are the small things of competition, right? Who might be the wide receiver trick play throw guy in the fall? Javon Tracy does a good job of losing 2, but what you'd love to see is he'd throw it away there. And now you have 2nd and 10 and not 2nd and 12, but I know he wanted to chuck that deep.
After the 2-yard loss, they'll go back to the ground. This time will the Maroon team. A good 5-yard pickup up the middle that time. TJ Thomas at time the running back.
TJ Thomas has done a great job today. He's got a lot of explosive, very twitchy, right? Good push up front here, right? A really good job there by Jacob Simpson getting involved. Young tight end they're really excited about, right? They call their offensive line the Minnesota Movers, right? That's what they do. They move people from destination A to destination B.
Chikinjansky rolling under pressure, and this one's tipped and caught. Across the middle of the field, Jalen Smith hauls it in on a ball just on his fingertips.
Great concentration by Jalen Smith to bring this one in. Max Chikinjansky, he's working hard, fading away from the throw. Jalen Smith does a great job, great concentration to bring that one in. That's a big difference in that, making that catch and not. That's a very exciting to see from the young playmaker out of Mankato.
Ends up being a 17-yard pickup before Parker Knudsen knocked him down to the ground. And this Maroon group looking to get some pressure, and he's going to be blown dead that time. You know, this offensive line, there's some questions about it, but no question about Tony Nelson. The three-time academic All-Big Ten guys returning with playing experience. And we're not just talking about playing experience on the football field either. He is a guy, a two-sport athlete. He is a track and field athlete. He's a shot putter and a darn good one at that. He just won their invites this week. I mean, he's got a lot on his plate with football and with track and going back and forth.
Yeah, a really cool story. Another Minnesota guy, as you see here from Tracy, Minnesota, small town Minnesota kid, being able to play both sports, competing, to have a very big role on that.
They all buy into it. Is such a cool deal.
Yeah, you know, PJ Fleck and Dan Nickel, the strength coach that was there, they got to love that. Love seeing him being able to have those experiences here at the University of Minnesota.
They also got to love the way their quarterback just went out of the pocket, spun around, and delivered a dime that time on a ball caught by Jalen Smith. A 4-yard pickup on what looked like was going to be a sack.
Yeah, no, it looked like it was going to be a sack. Tony Nelson, good set there, playing strong, playing physical, playing through the whistle, allows Max to have the time to spin away from Carter Mins there. But Tony Nelson fighting through the whistle, doing whatever he can to give Max that extra second. Just an embodiment of what he has. Oh, Coach Fleck, he's still got it. I think he could still run that 4.6, 4.7. You know, he's running around in practice all the time. I think he wants to get into the action. Might have to show this to him later. Maybe we get Coach Fleck running a few routes.
He's going to like that. 4.6, 4.7 for the old ball coach in his 10th season leading Minnesota. Had a great career. Has really provided just consistency. You know, the craziest part is we talk about how players switch and change in that, but it also happens in the coaching ranks, and that Minnesota is one of 4 teams in the Big Ten this year that returns their head coach, their offensive coordinator, and their defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and it's not just been for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, right? When you're looking at Coach Fleck in his tenure, it's been a decade, or as some people are calling it, a Fleckade. He's been here for 10 years. That cultural sustainability, the only one in the Big Ten, only coach in the Big Ten who's been here longer than him is Kirk Ferentz. That's been really important for him over time to have that sustainability. And I think you can see it continue to pay off over the years and heading into the fall with these offensive and defensive coordinators as well.
Nothing going on first down there. Yeah, you mentioned it. Kirk Ferentz obviously has been at Iowa since '99, but then the second most tenured coach in this league is PJ Fleck. Since 2017, this is his 10th spring ball. Ryan Day has been a mainstay in the college football playoff and there with Ohio State, and obviously Michael Oxley getting there in 2019 as well. So while there's been so much change in college football, there's been consistency at the top for Minnesota. After the loss on first down, a little screen play in the backfield, that time dumped down to Xavier Ford, and he gets a couple of yards after Mason Carrier brought him down. Going to be short of the sticks there on third down.
Oh, there's the head coach signing a couple autographs. Mason Carrier, we've talked about the linebacker group a lot and that backer-up mentality and standard. Mason Carrier is a guy they're really excited about, and this is a great opportunity to get him more reps to showcase his talents and what he's able to do.
Guy who had 2 tackles last year, 2 TFLs, and a forced fumble for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Put it on the ground yet again. This time Ford is yet again tackled by Mason Carrier after a 5-yard pickup, and that does move the chains for a first down.
Big pickup there by Xavier Ford, being able to run the ball for a first down. You have to be able to do that in this league in the Big Ten, and Minnesota Mo Ibrahim, again, he did that a lot in his career here as a player. He knows what it's like to have that expectation to run for 3rd and 6 and 7s as first downs. He's bringing that to his players here.
Steady dose of the run here. 3rd time in a row, and not quite to the line of scrimmage that time for Ford. He's going to be stopped up. It's TJ Bush right up the middle who gets the job done.
TJ Bush, this is a guy that the Minnesota coaching staff is fired up about, as we talked about earlier in the show. Played at Cal last year. Look at him splitting inside. He can do it all. He can play inside, outside. He's tackling here kind of in the rushing game, but he's also really good. What can be exciting about TJ Bush is you have him and you have Anthony Smith, Jackson Howard, all those guys, Carter Mins. You can be very multiple. TJ Bush was a huge get for them in the portal from Cal, and he allows this defense to be more multiple.
Here's a big pass play across the middle of the field, and it's hauled in and caught. Zion Steptoe has got the big play across the middle, a 27-yard pickup to move the goal team down the field.
A storyline we talked about. What receiver is going to emerge as great pass catchers, good options for Drake Lindsey? Zion Steptoe, we've heard he's had a great spring here in the spring game. He had the touchdown earlier on the last drive, now down the middle of the field making a somewhat difficult catch, showcasing what he can do as a pass catcher here.
You know, PJ Fleck said Steptoe's been so important in the run game that we want to give him more opportunities to catch the ball as the screenplay falls down to the ground. But they said that was the key. Last year, this run game didn't perform where they wanted. It was last in the Big Ten. They want to continue to get that. But they said the wide receiver room is an area where they've got to help the run game.
For sure, right? And that's through being able to have better perimeter blocking. That's through
scenario for these guys before fall camp will start up. Late July, beginning of August. Here on 2nd down, big throw down the sidelines, and it is hauled in. The freshman with a big-time throw and pulled in by Hayden Moore. A 50-yard strike.
Owen Lansu is having himself a day. Right here it is, a post ball to Hayden Moore, none other than 84. This early enrollee freshman has really showed himself as a guy who can be a long-term receiver in this league and for the Minnesota Golden Gophers. What a throw by Owen Lansu. He's looked the part. I mean, he looks very calm, very confident. Doesn't look like it's his first time here at Huntington Bank Stadium playing in front of an audience. I'm very impressed by Lansu, very impressed by Hayden Moore. Great job by those guys there executing on the post ball versus quarters.
Tell you what, Minnesota fans, Coach Greg Harbaugh, offensive coordinator, they've got to be excited about that freshman to freshman transition. These are guys who were enrolled in high school back in the fall. They enroll early here to Minnesota. Just joined this team in January, and they're delivering plays here in Minneapolis.
It's honestly really impressive what Owen Lansu has been able to do. He looks like he started for a year. He's been here for a long time in this program. He's showing up. He knows what he's looking for. He's not second-guessing himself. He's playing fast, playing free. Now, the defenses and offenses, we're not seeing the whole package today. We're seeing more of a vanilla style, right? They don't want to showcase everything that they have. So this is a little bit less than maybe what they would even have in Install 1, which allows these guys to go play fast and free. Hayden Moore and Owen Lansu are two guys to keep your eye on for the future of this program.
Lansu now has thrown for over 100 yards today, 110 in fact, and a touchdown. He's gone 5 of 7 behind center. And the future looks mighty bright for this Minnesota group.
And even what he's doing on the sideline here, sideline presence, right? That's something that Coach Fleck talked about Drake Lindsey, that he does every day. He's learning that from Drake, a guy who's been there, done that. And now we're getting a chance to see him do it in his own right.
Here's the Maroon team who puts it on the ground. 2-yard pickup and time on first down on the left side of the line. Zahir Rayner is there to bring him down after Thomas picks up a couple of yards. Second and 8 for Merdinger. Looking to throw it across the middle, and it's picked off. Intercepted by the goal team and returning it the other way. down to the 40, and he's got a couple of blockers in front of him. 10, and hauled down Parker Knudsen. Took it the other way and wanted some more inside the 10.
Take a look at it here. Parker Knudsen making a great play. Thinks the middle of the field's wide open. He undercuts the post ball. Makes a great play on it. Look at him protecting the football. He's not going to let it go. He's got two hands on that thing. He knows the ball's the program here. Look at Zach Harton Jr. wanting to get in the fight. He said, is it Nathan Roy? I don't care. I want to see my guy go and score for a pick six. But hey, look, thought the middle of the field was open. Parker Knudsen undercuts it. When the ball's there, you got to take advantage. We talked about the 10 takeaways that Kerry Brown and John Nestor had last year for this defense. These guys are showing how important takeaways are in the back half of the secondary.
Knudsen with a 57-yard interception return. The transfer from Southwest Minnesota State was a D2 All-American. Getting an opportunity here as the goal team looks to go to the end zone. And it's in. Touchdown catch. Perry Thomas hauls in the 8-yard reception.
Little underthrown to Perry there, but he makes a play. Fights through contact. Oh my gosh, he's not even looking at the ball. He's able to secure it. What a catch there by the Auburn transfer. Man, I don't know. If we're going to replay, I don't know, Zach. Is that a catch? Who knows? I like touchdown, so I'm going to say it's a touchdown. Great job by the Auburn transfer with great concentration. I think he does right there. He's got a pin to his body. Yes, he does. Sorry, Coach Frichte, for questioning you, Coach Fleck and Coach Harbaugh. I believe that was a touchdown all the way through. Those guys do a great job. Great concentration. You love that ball to be a little bit higher, but I remember throwing balls like this to Tyler Johnson, underthrown, whatever, and he still goes and makes a play. They say every ball's an elite ball here, and Thompson proves just that with this great catch.
Spoken like a true quarterback. I like touchdowns. There you go.
Touchdowns are good for football, right?
Yeah.
It's good for fans. We want to see points. Great defense like we've seen today by this Havoc defense. These guys flying around, showcasing guys like, you know, Nate Cleveland, Zach Harton Jr., Carter Mins has been all over the field. I mean, you can't win championships without defense, but I'm a little biased. I love touchdowns.
Merdinger out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, competing for that backup quarterback spot. It all got started thanks to the Knudsen interception. So now the question is, Brady Palmer comes back out there, is how does he respond here this time as a young freshman? He's going to the air again. Down the sideline and over the head of Jalen Smith. Incomplete that time to bring up second down.
How does he respond? He's definitely not shy, right? He's going to still be aggressive. Really cool to see that. And again, for a young quarterback, this is his first experience in Huntington Bank Stadium, his first experience in playing in front of a crowd as a college quarterback, right? That response mechanism, this is such a great opportunity for him to have these experiences. I remember as a young guy, I didn't always play great in these games. I played really bad my first time, actually. And so these are great experiences, Brady, to go out here and respond.
Looking to throw. Second down, and it's another pick. Naeem Parrish picks it right in front of the bench and takes it the other way for the goal team.
Let's see it here. Naeem Parrish has got a good base in the pocket, Palmer does. Naeem Parrish just falls off of it. He reads it the whole time through, is able to go make a play and then stay in bounds, right? Again, we've talked about how takeaways are so important. Naeem Parrish is showcasing just that. This back end, I know Danny Collins has got to love it. Brady, I've been there, brother. I've been there. I know what it's like. He's just got to keep responding, keep fighting. What they want to see this guy do is not quit, keep fighting, keep battling, because they know he's got a lot of talent and they know he can be a really good player.
So the gold team, after back-to-back takeaways, will have her coming out of the spring. Obviously, that is a team Dan Lanning's got rolling. They were in the top 5 of the country in the college football playoff last year. That's kind of where Minnesota's at. They've been to so many bowl games. They're 7-0 in bowl games as this one's caught across the middle. Makes a man miss and looking for more. Perry Thompson down the sideline will have a big reception before he's knocked out of bounds by Ethan Stendel.
What a play by Perry Thompson, using the stiff arm there to create, it looked like an extra 15 yards there. Very accurate throw, catches it in stride, breaks one tackle, breaks two tackles. Broken tackles are so important. It's part of the model they have here for success, and Perry Thompson breaks two in one play.
But just talking about that, you know, they've been to bowl games. 7-0 in bowl games is really impressive under P.J. Fleck, but now trying to take that next step to the college football playoff.
Right, and that's what they have been talking about here. Oh, great play by Merdinger. Just dirt the ball, live to see another down. But 7-0 in bowl games, right? That's not easy to do, folks. That's very challenging. But, you know, the standard here is the CFP. That's what they continue to harp about. They continue to talk about and preach to their players, right? Is that standard, as you see, you know, second all time in bowl win streaks. You know, 9 in a row, Zach, that's not easy.
No.
But they want more, as you say, right? It's that higher standard of the college football playoff. And what does it look, what does it take to get there for the Gophers?
I feel like they got a lot of the pieces with their quarterback, running back, a lot of offensive pieces, and the best defensive end maybe in the Big Ten. As this is not much going. Hudson Dunn in the backfield drops him for a 2-yard loss that time up front.
Another backer up that they're really excited about. This guy, very physical, right? He shoots the gap here. Let's look at it. He reads his keys. He's right there. And then he finishes the job by making the tackle. A very athletic guy that they beat out some really good programs to get here. Mariano Sori-Marin really excited about number 16 Hudson Dunn and his capabilities and what he's able to do as a player.
3rd and long for Merdinger. Looking to the air on 3rd down, and it's picked off in the end zone. Intercepted that time. Jordan Lampkins calls it in. Another freshman.
The freshmen having themselves a day. We've seen a few interceptions today, but we've seen a lot of freshmen making big plays. P.J. Fleck has got to love to see that. These young guys that they've recruited, right? Which brings us to the point of recruit, retain, develop. In the day and age where you maybe don't want to spend a ton of time with high school kids, they signed 31 players in the last class. And we've seen some guys today out of that class make big plays. Jordan Lampkins is one who just shows it right there on that interception.
You know, the other big thing for these quarterbacks, too, there's been a lot of turnovers on either side, but the quarterbacks are not scared to throw it down the field, put it in small windows. You know, that was something that P.J. Fleck said last year. Yeah, we complete a lot of passes. I want us to stretch the field more, and we can see that out of the offensive unit. Here on 1st down after the turnover. Drop down back to the line of scrimmage. Not much going that time for Shikenjanski. Nate Cleveland brings him down after a 1-yard pickup.
Look for a veteran presence, so to speak, in Max Shikenjanski to kind of get things settled here. They're going to play up-tempo to go and score some points.
This Maroon team needs some help in the spring game under pressure. Shikenjanski rolls out. And it's hauled in front of the bench on the far side of the field, that time by Danielle Hayes. The redshirt junior out of Florida.
Great catch by Danielle Hayes here. A little high, he's got to fight, brings the ball right back in to his chest plate to protect it, to make sure that he secures the catch. Great job by Hayes.
Quickly down the field. Dumped down out of the backfield to Jerron Thomas that time, and a pickup for a 1st down catch. A 10-yard pickup to keep the chains moving as Justin Hopkins brought him down.
Look at the command that Shikenjanski has right now in this offense. He knows where to go. He knows how to get guys lined up. He knows how to move the chains, where to get the ball to. Really important when you're looking at a guy competing for that number 2 role. And who shows up? Nate Cleveland.
Boy, he was like lightning fast there, wasn't he?
Yeah, this guy's been all over the field today. There's a reason Blake Cashman's excited about him. The coaching staff's excited about him. This guy plays with great confidence. There he is. He sees the left tackle shoot inside. He knows he can go make a play. That's a sack. Trained behavior becomes instinct at the quarterback position. You want to tuck that ball away. Great play, Cleveland.
6-yard loss that time, and again to the air goes this Gold group, but a incomplete pass. They'll bring up 3rd down.
Big 3rd and 16 coming up here when you look at it for Max Shikenjanski. Just when I say big, in the essence of you're competing every chance you get a time to touch the ball. So if it's 3rd and 16 and you're out there, are you going to push? Are you going to do something dumb, or are you going to take what's there, take what the defense gives you, and continue to do it? Because, yeah, the score might be 31-7, but you got to play like every play is an opportunity to show them why you deserve to be on the field. You have in the Big Ten here is the ability to play for those trophy games.
You know, that was something that P.J. Fleck did during spring ball. He called it Axe Tough period, and he brought the axe out from the trophy case, and he wanted the offense against the defense, the ones against the ones playing against each other. And the winner was the winner of the axe that time. That just shows how important that rivalry is to P.J. Fleck and this Minnesota group.
Absolutely. The competitiveness of those games and what it takes to win those is really built up front on the offensive and defensive line units. Did a great job creating that into practice in that really competitive period.
Shikanjansky trying to go to Martino that time, and it would not. Fourth down. The ball was tipped around on the sideline by Justin Hopkins, getting in there, the good DB.
A great play by Hopkins. I believe that's another freshman out of Innsworth there in Nashville, Tennessee, coached by the Hasselback brothers. Really excited about what he can become.
Looking to the air, fourth and a long ways to go. They dump it down out of the backfield to Jerron Thomas that time. Not enough for the first down catch, just a 5-yard pickup that time, and it gives the ball back to the goal.
Really good job by the defense overall on that. Max Shikanjansky, honestly, I would have done the same thing. Check the ball down. You don't need to force something, put the ball up in the air, put it in harm's way. Now it comes down to close the game. We got a minute left. What's the goal team going to do here? Running clock, right? And, you know, I think when you look at overall this game as a whole that we've seen today, we've seen young guys go out there and make plays. We've seen guys that they expect to have big roles in the fall go and make plays. So they're leaving here, like P.J. Fleck said, the Gophers are going to win. And here in 40 seconds, the Gophers won. The
Gophers are going to win, and yet the head coach is never happy when it comes to spring ball. One side is not quite up to par. And we got a punt with just the long snapper running this one down inside the 10 as it continues to roll. And a game-winning play that time by the punt unit to put it within inside the 10. They have stopped the clock for the final 25 seconds here. Gold team having a great showing today, but just overall, a lot of excitement around Minnesota and what they have, what they're building for here coming in the spring with so much coming back, whether it be the coaching staff or whether it be the guys on the offensive, defensive side of the football.
A lot of great things to look forward to. I think on the defensive unit, it's going to be really exciting to watch T.J. Bush Jr., Anthony Smith, Jackson Howard, Carter Mins. Up front, really excited for that. Aiden West out at corner, John Nestor. Those guys give you a great opportunity to be physical and play fast. Offensively, we've seen some pass catchers show up today. That was a question we asked. Who's going to emerge at receiver? We've seen, you know, Javon Tracy, Zion Steptoe, Noah Jennings, Jalen Smith, all the guys that we would expect to see, you know, outside at the receiver position.
How about this? P.J. Fleck says, I want game-like situations. He's even practicing kneeling down. How are we going to do that? How's that going to go? And the gold team is going to walk it off. They are the winners here today of the 2026 Minnesota Spring Game. And they have the trophy and all. It is the Prince Lombardi Trophy, giving homage to the Minnesota native Prince. And how about that? With a wooden base, it looks like the Vince Lombardi almost, with the top of the spring game is won by the gold.
I love it. Great job by the unit in general. Drake Lindsay, Owen Lansu played spectacular today.